Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to another raid video. We're on the test server today. We're gonna have a look at the Marrius missions and how you can prepare better for them. These missions look like they will be easier than we initially thought, at least the first 60 missions, for a player who's reaching the later part of the game. Okay, a later part of the game means you're starting to have access to the hard version of the dungeons. You're doing most of the content and you're dipping your toes into the more difficult content. It's not gonna be easy to get Marrius. No way they're gonna give out a triple hitting champion that does enemy max HP and feeble on the A1. They're not gonna give this champion as easily as others. From the missions that we see available, at least the first 60 missions, it looks like many players will be able to get the first part done. 60 missions, okay? There's 180 in total. It's gonna be lots of missions, but he's definitely worth it. I mean, enfeeble as an AoE and then triple hitting enemy max HP means that he's gonna make lots of the content that will be available and where he can be used. He's gonna make it that much easier to do, and of course PvP, he's gonna be great in PvP, great in PvE, unlike Ramantu, who's not so great in PvE but good in PvP. And Arbiter is a little bit she's great in PvP but no longer the MVP that she was 3-4 years ago. Okay, she was the leader that you would see in arena. So Marrius the Galant, let's have a look at the missions. I'll show you some that are retroactive, meaning if you've done them already, they are done and you'll be able to skip through that progression. It's not a lot. It's basically 4 missions like that. The good thing is you don't have to finish Ramantu, so people who are stuck on tag arena can start working on the Marrius missions, and it's gonna be like a separate, you can see it as a separate path towards getting this insane champion. And the good thing about that means that it's very unlikely that we'll have the same sort of missions like tag arena in the Marrius missions, at least later on. I don't think so. What I think it will be, the missions that we're doing right now on the first 60 is just going to be a little bit harder on the next 60 and then much harder on the final 60, meaning probably finish all, let's say, hard versions of the dungeons, hard versions of, not hard version, but Iron Twins 15, Phantom Shogun 25, Sand Devil 25. So it's something for you to work on in terms of those areas of the game. And of course, live arena will be big in terms of the Marrius missions. And unfortunately, if you're not somebody who likes live arena, then you're gonna have a bad time. But it doesn't mean you should see it as an impossible task unless something specific, which I'll cover in just a second. So dungeons mission, we're starting out with 120 lesser oils from Sand Devil, going into Phantom Shogun. Pretty easy, right? It's just energy if you're doing the lower difficulties, but you're moving on. Stage 1 of Iron Twins can be done by a level 50 account, a 2-month-old account. You can do stage 1 of Iron Twins. So we move forward. 200 clan gold can be acquired by 1 mission that you do every single week. So you move forward on to the next one. 100 bronze, silver, or gold crests in live arena. This is again pretty easy to get in live arena. I mean, each fight that you do, I think you get like what, 50? That's what I get. I don't have access to live arena on the test server to see the exact point crest that you get, but you do get a good amount. So I don't think that this will be difficult at all. We'll win. Yeah, win 100 bronze, silver, or gold crest will be very easy. Reach bronze 3. I mean, I'm in bronze 3 in live arena on my free-to-play account, and you can reach silver with no real effort, meaning that you do not lose any rating as you do your fight. So you don't have to worry so much about that. You will reach bronze 3. It's just later on probably they're gonna ask for us to be in silver and eventually in gold live arena, which takes a lot of time and effort. And especially if you've been you know, not doing live arena for so long, you'll reach a point where you're gonna have to do a lot of fights to reach the final stages later on. Clear stage 1 of the Iron Twins Fortress on Spirit. This is going to be very specific. So on the days that Spirit is open, so I believe Mondays and Thursdays, Spirit is open for Iron Twins, similar to the potion dungeons. Just have that in mind. It's the same. So you're going to have to clear that specifically, that stage specifically. So you cannot do the higher ones. You have to do stage 1. At least it's one time to clear it. Purchase 2 items on the clan shop. Again, very easy. Some of these items are at low cost of like 100 clan shop coins. what I would suggest is that start saving up lots of those resources. Ascend to accessories, ascend to artifacts. Same thing, you're gonna have to keep some of your resources, but ascensions, it does not say specific ascensions, so you can keep them at the lowest ascension possible, and it does not say the specific same accessory or artifact. So you can do the very first upgrade, which takes like 60 oils, which you'll be farming here, and you'll also get the reward here from earning it. So you'll have like 120 farmed and then 120 as rewards there. So it looks pretty okay so far. It's just like imagining on how it's going to be on the medium difficulty missions. That's what I'm going to call them. And then the final missions, the hard difficulty missions. And then we move on forward to Iron Twins on Magic, and then hard mode stage 1 on Dragon's Lair. That should relatively be easy for an account that is about 6 months old. Stage 1 of Iron Twins Fortress on Void, that's on Sundays. Ascend 4 artifacts to level 2 of Ascension. That's where it gets a little bit tricky with the number of oils that you need to have to upgrade one item to level 2 of Ascension. But it is artifact specifically and then accessory specifically again. Spend 300 clan gold in the clan shop again. Make sure you do your missions and save up the clan shop coins for when these missions are available, because as you can see, they're not retroactive. They would have been if I had them. So earn 1,500 mortal soul coins from Iron Twins. This is specifically when the mission is available. Again, it's not retroactive, unfortunately, because I've tried all of these while I was on the test server to make sure that these are or not retroactive. Clear hard mode stage 1 on hard. The ice golem, this is a little bit tricky. It will be difficult later on to clear the ice golem, I know, but it does not say on auto. It just says clear it 20 times. Earn 120 mortal soul coins from selling souls. This will be a little bit rough if you don't have lots of souls, if you kept on selling them. So make sure that for here, you are just keeping your souls in your inventory and not selling them. Then finish within the top 20. I thought in the beginning this would be rough to get, but you'll find a tournament where you can finish top 20. You can fight with others to stay in there. You can make sure like an hour before it finishes that you push a little bit further, just so you can finish this one. It does make sense. I just hope later on the hard version of the missions, it's not like finish first in the tournament group, because that's very bad. You're gonna be fighting 100 other people for this, and it's gonna be like, what are you gonna be doing? Dragon like 10,000 energy just because you have a mission? Seems a bit wasteful, but I mean the reward is worth it. I cannot say he's not worth it. I mean, it is very obvious that he's worth it. So clear stage 5 of the Iron Twins. We see the pattern here that is forming. So with Iron Twins, very specific difficulties, very specific stages. You gotta drop to that stage to do it. At least on the test server, that's how it looks. And then on Hydra missions, at least 2 million damage. That looks easy. And then Sand Devil 5, again, pretty easy. I can do that on the free-to-play, which is less than 60 days old, guys. So these are gonna be easier, but I do expect for them to ask us to beat stage 25 later on. So I know the reality that the first 60 missions will be okay. Getting that sacred, at least. And then hard mode of Fire Knight. This is pretty difficult. Stage 1 of hard mode is okay, but like beating 10 later on will be tough. Earn 200 bronze, silver, or gold crest. That's about 4 to 5 fights, maybe more, depending on where you are in the live arenas. But you'll be climbing as, alongside you doing all of this. Earn 240 lesser oils. You move on forward, do all of these. Clear 10 stages of the Cursed City. I've done that on the free-to-play already, but I do expect that this will be asking us to do this on hard later on, so have that in mind. Then Spiders Den, that's okay on hard mode. 2,500 mortal soul coins from the Iron Twins. This is very difficult to do. Actually, this can take you 2 to 3 days sometimes, especially if you're not refreshing. Even if you're refreshing, I think the maximum is like 1,700 mortal soul coins. So it's gonna take like 2 days to do this, unfortunately. Win 10 live arena fights, at least you get a refresh here. We do get some refreshes from the Cursed City too. Spend 5,000 mortal soul coins, so that's where saving up the mortal soul coins come into play. And then clearing these hard versions of some of the stages are coming into play from now. Look at this. Clear stage C5 of the Cursed City. C5 is not that bad on hard. Bronze 4 on live arena. Clear 2 awakened stages in Cursed City. and you move on forward. I think the most difficult one is like obtain 5 mythical accessories from Spider's Den with the 5% drop rate on hard mode 10 of Spider. It's 5% drop rate, so it's at least 100 completions, or basically 50 runs on the super raid, right? So 50 runs on, you know, good RNG. That's good RNG. 50 runs, it's like 2000 energy. So having that in mind, interesting on how it's gonna play out. Obtain 5 mythical artifacts from any dungeon. So any dungeon, but it's kind of weird because this is accessories. So you're gonna be a Spider from this one. It's any dungeon. So which one should you do? I think Dragon would be the easiest one for people to complete here. So yeah, just do Dragon. You're gonna do like 2000 energy. Maybe you get lucky and you get the mythical artifacts. You move on forward. I think there's one that is extremely difficult. Impulse artifacts, keep those. I think yeah, this one. Obtain 1 set of mythical boots from any dungeon. This can be very bad in terms of RNG. This can take thousands upon thousands of energy to actually get the mythical boots. At least it doesn't require 5-star or 6-star, which can be the case later on when we get into the medium difficulty and hard difficulty missions. Stage C8 of the Cursed City on hard. Looks pretty okay to me. Clear hard mode stage 3. Awakening champion to level 2. And then deal 6 million damage to Hydra and 1 attempt. Minimum difficulty normal. So what are they going to do for the medium difficulty and the hard difficulty? Like some of these stages, let's say C8 on medium difficulty, they're going to ask for, let's say the Plague Holm. You're going to do C8, no, P8 in there on hard as an example. Obtain 1 set of mythical boots. They're going to ask obtain 3 sets and then eventually 5 sets probably of mythical boots or mythical gloves or whatever. And then later on here, like the Hydra missions, it's going to be 6 million damage or normal, which surprisingly is not even a 1 key, but you're going to have to do like a 1 key eventually. I'm pretty sure. They're going to ask for hard, brutal, and nightmare difficulty for sure. So you're going to have that in mind in terms of the team building that you're going to be doing. Is he worth way more than Ramantu? Very much so. Ramantu can be very difficult. The missions that Ramantu has are some very specific ones, like doing faction wars, doing tag arena, upgrading bonuses. But again, you're going to have in mind that, all right, who is more worth to put my effort in? I would say Marrius is more worthy of the effort, but it all depends on if you do have the champions like Iron Twin, Sun Devil, Phantom Shogun. Those are going to be very tricky to complete all the way, so for all the missions. But we will get the missions probably data mined by the time that this is actually live, and we'll have a look at the medium missions and the hard missions, and I'll probably do like a new video updating you guys on how everything is going to look. So this was the video, guys. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.